Hey everybody, welcome to the best $1,500 gaming PC builds of the month for December 2022. My name is Corey with NewbComputerBuild.com. Here we are, a brand new month, the last month of the year, mind you, so for 2022. Black Friday's just passed, so some of you may have been looking for some PC deals and may have grabbed some of those, but so far since Black Friday, I think supply levels on some hardware were down a little bit, and I think they're coming back up slightly, but it's just that time of the year. But with that being said, overall prices have been stable, and they've been, it's never been in the last few years been kind of a better period of time to kind of build your PC as prices are stable and they've gone down for the most part with most of the types of hardware. But let's get into it. So the $1,500 build, some updates for this month. There hasn't been too much in terms of hardware changes. The graphics card did change due to the RTX 3080 being a little more than it should be, mind you, this month. But if you can find one for the same price as the one that graphics card that we include in this build, you can go with that. But you can go vice versa. But the one in this build, which we'll get to in a second, is a little bit cheaper. But in terms of releases, if you're going to wait and want to get the best of the best, you can probably wait a few months and get your hands on maybe an RTX 4080 that that 4080 or 4090. Mind you, if you had the money to spend, and it would be quite a bit more, NVIDIA, says it starts at, $1,199 for the RTX 4080 and the RTX 4090 at about $1,599. But we all know you're not going to get it for that. So the RTX 4090, for example, here on Amazon, you can see some floating around here. So $2,400 for this one, $2,700 for this MSI. I'm looking at this MSI Gaming GeForce RTX 4090. Then if you go to the RTX 4080, like $1,500 there, almost $1,400 for kind of the other this Zotac one I'm looking at, this 16 gigabyte Trinity. So you're going to end up spending a little more. They are available though if you want to get your hands on those. But again, AMD's announcing theirs this month as well, December 13th. They're going to come out with the RTX or RX 7900 XT and the RX 7900 XTX. So keep that in mind. But if you're building right now, that actually might drive prices down in the current stock of cards, which is good for you if you want to build in the shorter term. But in the longer term, if you have a little more money to spend, you can also consider those cards in the higher end builds, such as this $1,500 build. But I digress. Let's get right into it. So who's this build for? The $1,500 build is basically for those who want to game at the higher resolutions. So 2K resolutions, no problem. All the games out there get that high FPS, high and maxing games out, and then play very, very well into 4K resolutions with kind of similar presets as well. So this is kind of who that's for. This is what I would consider a higher end build. You can obviously get more performance, and this isn't the best build that you can get, but for price per dollar spent, it is pretty much on par with what you can expect to get the best performance per dollar spent at this sort of level. So let's get into it. The CPU included for the best $1,500 build for December 2022 is the newer Intel Core i5-13600K. This is a newer CPU that was released about a month ago on the Raptor Lake series of Intel CPUs. This is very versatile because it does give you the option to go with DDR5 memory or newer hardware, the newer motherboards that were released alongside it. But if you don't want to go with the newest, best hardware, because DDR5 memory is actually quite expensive at the moment to get your hands on, Intel's opened it up to be a little more versatile, which is why we're recommending that over top of AMD this month. In the fact that it performs better than the current AMD CPUs, and two, that it's backwards compatible. So this CPU comes in at currently $319.98 at the beginning of the month here. Yeah, pairing a cooler with this, because it doesn't come with a stock cooler, we have this Cooler Master Hyper 212 Black Edition RGB CPU cooler at about $50.52 at the moment. Jumping over to the motherboard, we got Gigabyte B660M DS3H motherboard, $104.99. Keep in mind you might need to flash the BIOS, to be compatible with the new Intel CPU, but you can do that with this motherboard very easily. So just to keep that in mind. Graphics card this month, we have this one's the Power Color Red Dragon AMD RX 6800 XT at 5. It's I've included this particular one a month because it is quite on sale. So even regular price it's $600, but right now it's at $554.99. So a fantastic deal for this card. Memory we have is of course our Vengeance LPX 16 gigabyte kit of DDR4 memory at $59.99. For storage, we have the Crucial P2 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, $76.55. Power supply is the Be Quiet Pure Power 11 FM 850 watt PSU 129.90, and then the case is the NZXT H510 $69.99. This is a bit on sale at the moment too, because it's usually about, I think it's about $99 typically. So Merry Christmas here, because this bill comes in well under $1,500 this month. You can see it comes in at $1,366.91. That is at the moment at the beginning of the month with those current sales that were included. So it is more of a $1,500 bill, but you know, if you do find that you want to swap out the 6800 XT for a RTX 3080, for example, which you'll spend a little bit more on the card, should they come back down in price. They were just a little inflated at the moment. I think it's because post Black Friday, there must have been some sales and therefore sold out. And so supply was down a little bit, but they should be back stable soon. But the RX 6800 XT is very comparable. So, no issues either way. But unless you want to go with a card that supports DLSS or a DXR, and then go with the RTX 3080. Otherwise, this is a beast of a card, the 6800 XT. But that does it for the $1,500 build of the month. Yeah, please leave a comment or visit the site newbcomputerbuild.com if you have any questions as you're building or upgrading or just want to say hi. But until next month, best of luck building your gaming PC.